Hey, what's up, guys? Another voiceover video to keep y'all entertained or whatever. This one brought to you by Kilted Patriot. They're not a sponsor or anything. I just really believe in them. I like what they're doing out there. For those of you who don't know, I'll do the best I can to give you a little bit of a briefing on Kilted Patriot, what they're about. They are an organization. Tim and Barbara Sim started in honor of their son Joel Sim, who was a big part of the Highland Games heavy athletics in the Utah area for a long while. I never met him, but from my days of crawling the NASGA forums, saw a lot of posts that he made, and just got the impression that man was really interested in putting on a good quality games, doing the best he could for the sport, and as an athlete himself, he wanted to do the best for the athletes and not always necessarily like, hey, this is the best festival, which as an athlete I can appreciate. For those of you who really like the whole thing, the whole festival, hey, there's plenty of people, and it takes many to make a really cool thing, but you need people focused on certain parts of it to really get things kicked off. Make a great experience for everybody. But anyway, they do a lot of charitable work. They get some resources to athletic directors to enhance the quality of the experience for the athletes. I was lucky enough to receive the Kilted Patriot Award at the Woodridge Farms game this past year, and I was honored. Really appreciative of it. Crazy that they recognized me for the award, and just goes to show you never know who's watching. So always be the best version of yourself that you can be, because people are looking at you, and be somebody worth looking at, be somebody worth talking about in a good way, and not somebody that people gossip about or whatever. So anyway, Kilted Patriot, go check them out. Got the website, kiltedpatriot.com, and you can buy some gear. I've got a pretty cool hat. I got the banner. They have some of the best, most comfortable athletic socks. They were giving away to a lot of athletes last year. I've got 2 pair, and man, they're great. They're like built for, you got a little bit bigger calf. They don't really cut into you. All of us have wore socks a little too tight on the calves and end up just like not being comfortable and a little strangulated. They ain't like that, but they got a lot of gear. Go check them out, or you can just donate to them, and that'd go a long way. They're just trying to get in there and enrich games with all the money they make off of anything. So go check them out. Tell them I sent you. Don't tell them I sent you. I don't know. Rep their gear. Talk about them. They're really worth having around, so we want to keep them around. But anyway, on to the training. This video is some overhead press. I did get a little bit of accessories filmed on this one as well, and then another day in which I bench press versus bands. Overhead press is feeling okay. You'll see. I think I failed a rep that I shouldn't have at 265. I think my top set was 265 for 3. And I failed a rep that I shouldn't have. Really, it was timing and balance and coordination. That does happen sometimes when I'll go back to cursing my belt. I get a little bit like not braced appropriately or a little lightheaded because of the extra pressure from the belt, and lose myself in the space above me when the bar is above my head, and then I just can't get it locked out. With the push press, there's a little bit of timing for me. I'm not terribly strong overhead. There we are. Got a little dizzy, missed a rep. I'm not terribly strong overhead. I do all right. I really have to capitalize on the timing of the push press and the athleticism of the motion rather than just the raw overhead pressing strength. Is getting better. My strict press is up to like 245 for 2 or 3, probably a 9 RPE doing that, and it's getting better. Focused on it. I think that push press is going to be a good lift for me overall, even for lower body style lifts or lower body style throws. It's going to give me that explosiveness, the ballisticness that I need to throw far, or at least I hope so. No. Floor pressing. This is one of my favorite accessories all time for developing tricep strength. I think I just think it's really good. It does bother my left shoulder a little bit if I don't get the scapula kind of retracted and cranked under me. I think it just makes it where that scapula doesn't move correctly and get locked in, and then cause a little pinchiness on the labrum or the rotator cuff. And then you do what you do. You get out and throw the rugby ball with your son when he comes with you to the gym. Work in progress. He's doing pretty good. That kid's been playing with a rugby ball since he was like 3 years old, so he's got a leg up on most. Trying to get him motivated to get out on the field and play. But hey, it'll come with time, probably. Trying to get an 11-year-old to do stuff, it's tough sometimes. But yeah, back to floor pressing. I do have to get the shoulder blade, kind of make sure it's pulled together and down so that I don't get that pinchy feeling in my shoulder, and then I can actually press some pretty good weights. So then the next upper body day was a bench day, and on this variation of the bench, I did bench first bands, and a heavy band at that. And it took me a minute to get it set up right. Of course, messing with a heavy band versus going with like the normal average or even the light bands that I would use for bench. I had to find a way to have not too much tension, but also I didn't want it. I actually wanted to get some pretty good overload at the top. So as you can see, got it anchored up high on the rack, down around a band peg, and then up to the bar, and worked out pretty good. I think that's a good, just the right amount. I didn't measure that total, but when I was pushing 275 here for my working sets, it definitely felt like a good enough effort. A little lighter off the chest, felt good on the shoulder, and really loaded up the triceps. And I really feel like the triceps are getting some work. Josh is really hammering on the triceps for my upper body assistance, and pretty much every time I do any upper body work, it's going to include some back work and some direct tricep work. And you can tell in how the shirt sleeves are feeling tighter, and in, I think, the overall strength. So pretty happy with the results on it so far. And you can see that bar really slows down at the top. And then after the bench, moved into the bent over row with a trap bar. It's a pretty cool variation. Beats it kind of saves the lower back, I guess is what I say. Saves the lower back a little bit, not having that bar sitting out in front of you, less shearing force on the low back. So it's actually not, it's not as fatiguing on that. So great assistance work. And then these seated dumbbell Z press, also a great accessory. Really challenges the stability of the trunk, and takes the legs completely out of it. And then here's some more of that direct tricep work. So you see the sleeves are looking a little tighter. All good stuff. Really appreciating the results. So yeah, this wraps it up right here. Just a little bit of I don't even remember what these called. You can see. Look at it for yourself. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Appreciate it. If y'all could comment, you can like, do whatever you want to do. And I'll see y'all for the next one. Later.